Hello, I am Pam and this is my channel, Made by Pam. Today is December 16th, 2021, day 16 of Vlogmas. So, see this nice stack on my desk? Oh, see all those? Yeah. And that wasn't all of them. I have 3 of them that are already finished. Well, 2 of them, my daughter is like, Mom, can I try to make some? I'm like, yes. So she went ahead and made herself some. So I went to Joann's today because I needed to get, well, I didn't need to, but I wanted to because my sister's child wanted, I asked him, I'm like, so what is your favorite, because he wants a rice bag. Okay, so these are all like filled with rice, and I asked him, I'm like, so what's your favorite character? And he's like, Blue's Clues. I'm like, I don't have any Blue's Clues. It's like, well, you need to find some. So I looked on my phone at the Joann's app and looked to see if they had Blue's Clues fabric. And they did. They have like a couple different ones, but I chose this one. So we have this Blue's Clues fabric. So I only got like 6 inches of fabric cut for the Blue's Clues. And it makes 2 little rice bags. So I got 2 of those done. And then I saw this, so also from Joann's, I saw this cute Animal Crossing print fabric. And I knew my daughter would absolutely adore it. And so she wanted to make her own rice bags out of this. Because I got it so we can make a rice bag. And so I sat there and guided her on how to do it. She's like, thanks, Mom. That was fun. And she was helping me. She was being so helpful. She was helping me fill these with rice. So we'd fill one side, I would stitch it. Fill the other side, and I would stitch it. And she would have and she would take another one and start filling it. So it was just like a little assembly line. It was great. So I also took my 5-year-old to Joann's with me. And he's like a little fabric connoisseur, I tell ya. So he saw this Minecraft Alex and Steve fabric. Yeah. He adored it. And I'm like, well, what are you going to make with that? He's like, well, Mom, I want you to make me a shirt and some pants and a hat and a mask. And I'm like, okay, I can make you a hat, I can make you a mask, and I can make you a shirt. But this is not the right fabric for pants. He's like, okay. So he's like, those will do. So I've got my work cut out for me. Alright, so those fabrics, well, these fabrics is what I picked up from Joann's. And that's all I got. Just those. And so last night I continued to work on the rice bags, and then I continued some more today. So I have these 2, and my daughter has one that we made just like this. Well, these are a little bit different. They're the same height, but the width is a little bit different because one I cut at 5.5 inches and the other I cut at 6 inches. So it does, it does make a difference. And then I have Broncos fabric. So I have these Broncos, and then here's the other Broncos. And I have one here. So I made like 2 of each kind. Because with the from selvage to selvage is like 44 inches usually. And you cut that, you just cut 6 inches across. And then, let me show you with this piece of fabric here. So, you have the selvage here and the selvage piece here. And so you just measure down 6 inches and cut across all the way. And then once you get that cut, you take this folded end that's usually with the fabrics and you just cut that in half. And then when you're ready to sew it together, you'll fold those cut pieces together and it will be folded like that. And then you'll stitch it down, but you'll stitch it with the right sides together, not wrong sides together, but right sides together. You'll stitch it down both sides, and then you'll flip it and right side out and iron it so that the seams are flat, and then fold in that top seam. You can draw a line going down the center of the fabric, and then you can stitch along that, and that's what creates these channels. So I have 2 of these leaf ones, and then I have 2 of these snowman. I thought this was cute, fun fabric. And I have 2 of these Seattle Seahawks. And I have 2 of the Cowboys. And then I have 4 of these ones, because 2 I cut at like the 5.5 and decided I wanted to do the 6 inch. And so I have 4 of this kind. So what am I gonna do with all of them? Well, I made them for my sister. She needed some Christmas gifts for her co-workers, and so she's going to take what they don't use for her kids. She's going to take the other pieces to work, and she's going to give them to her co-workers at their little like Christmas holiday party thing. Yeah. Alright. So that's what I have been working on. And I kind of lost count of how many. So let me go ahead and tell you how many. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I have 20 of these rice bags. See, 20 of them. 20 rice bags, and there are 3 that are not in this pile because they are for my daughter. So I made like 23 rice bags. Well, I made 21 and I helped my daughter make 2. Yeah. So yeah. So I found this pretty neat roller yesterday. Well, I went to Hobby Lobby because during yesterday's video, I was cutting out on the fabric, and I was using my pinking shear scissors, and says, you know what, I have a pinking shear rotary cutter. Well, I looked and I found the rotary cutter, but I couldn't find the blades that were the pinking shear for that rotary cutter. So, and it was time to take kids to school. So I didn't, I couldn't find the rotary cutter, and so I went to Hobby Lobby and I purchased one. So I purchased a little wavy rotary cutter blade. Just the blade is what I got for the pinking shear. So it's a pinking shear blade. And then I was also there and I saw this coal roller. You know, I was having so much trouble with this roller slipping and sliding everywhere that it was frustrating, that I was like, I've got to do something. I need to find some of those little grip dots. So if you know where the little grip dots that you could use, or like the grip strips that you can use on rollers, leave me a comment on where I can find those. That would be great. But back to this roller. This has a little grip adhesive, like grip liner on the back, grip strip that helps it grip. And it has these little, you know, like sliders, I guess, to measure where you're cutting or whatever. I don't know exactly why. And then it has a metal edge to kind of prevent you from like cutting up your roller, because I know sometimes you like hop up on the edge and you end up marring and leaving little nicks in the roller. But this has a metal, and it's got a handle, and I was like, I like that. Yeah, so I got that, you know, one of those splurges. And I picked up this cool little pair of scissor snips. Now this I found in the yarn section. So I didn't get it in the fabric section. I found it in the yarn section. But if I'm like out and about, like if I'm doing projects on the go, I can just take these little snips with me and they'll just snip that yarn or thread or whatever as I'm going, so I don't have to take my other pair of scissors. Because lately I've been taking this pair of scissors with me, and you know, you have to worry about, you know, it being a nuisance. But this one, it's got the little cap on it and it's great. So I picked that up. It was in the yarn section at Hobby Lobby. And I picked up a couple of sewing needles, and a unicorn piggy bank for my daughter. I think that is all. Yeah. But I did end up spending quite a bit, unfortunately. Alright. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Stay creative. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.